a king. And as the crowd shouted, "Crucify him," the soldiers let me go free. What kind of man, guilty of nothing, will suffer the shame and disgrace? Hang on a cross, despised and rejected, and willing to die in my place. At Calvary, for someone like me, someone like me. My name is Thomas. For 3 years I followed. I saw every wonder and sign. They say he has risen, that his grave is empty, but I just can't believe he's alive. Now standing before me, Jesus shows me the scars in his hands and his side. What kind of man embraces a doubter, lovingly drawing me near? I don't have to wonder if I've been accepted. He settled the worry and fear at Calvary for someone like me. My name is Peter. I knew him and loved him, but oh, how I failed him that night. I promised Jesus that I'd never leave him. I'd willingly lay down my life. But there at his trial, I stood by the fire. I denied him 3 times. What kind of man pours out his mercy on someone who stumbles and falls with no way to earn it, no way to deserve it? Forgiveness still came after all at Calvary for someone like me. Oh, I've been promised the guilty set free, and I have been Thomas, the doubter redeemed, and I have been Peter.
Yes, I've been all 3.
What kind of man bleeds for the worthless and saves him whatever it takes? What kind of man would rescue the sinner and offer amazing grace at Calvary? At Calvary for someone like me. For someone like me. For someone like me. All the way back to the Garden of Eden, God had accepted just one sacrifice, the blood of the Lamb to atone for the sinner, a shadow of one who would pay the dear price. but not guilty, since I've been forgiven. In debt, but it's settled once and for all. A slave, but I'm free now. Chains have been broken. Was dead, but I'm living. And it's all because a payment of love was given in blood on a rugged old cross. Jesus would die for the ultimate pardon to all who would come broken and lost. He paid it all with his shame and his suffering, and his blood is still flowing from that old rugged cross. Tried but not guilty, since I've been forgiven. In debt, but it's settled once and for all. A slave, but I'm free now. Chains have been broken. Was dead, but I'm living. And it's all because a payment of love was given in blood on a rugged old cross. The dear Lamb of God left his glory above to bear it to dark Calvary. On that old cross he suffered and died to pardon and sanctify me. Tried but not guilty, since I've been forgiven. In debt, but it's settled once and for all. A slave, but I'm free now. Chains have been broken. Was dead, but I'm living. And it's all because a payment of love was given in blood on a rugged old cross. On a rugged old cross. A rugged old cross.
That is the Lefevre Quartet with a rugged O Cross here at 8:42. Let me explain a couple things to you. The way we have got things set up, there is a system on our computer called OBS, and that is where we actually begin the broadcasting of the program and all the programming on WOTG. That OBS, if it gets overloaded without being refreshed, will kick off every once in a while and everything is shut down. Well, I looked this morning and it looked like it might be overloaded, and the only way for me to refresh it is to shut that computer down. I have two that I'm working with, and refresh my computer, which takes just a few minutes. Now, if this happens again, that's what I'm going to do. So we'll be out of commission for a few minutes. You'll have to excuse that, but I'll warn you ahead of time. That might be what the problem is. I hope it is. If it is the problem and doesn't shut down anymore, then I'll do it after our show is over. Now, let me get back to that question. Now, this is how old will we be in heaven? Now, this is Gary Hill's theology. I don't know. I don't know how old we're going to be, but here's a thought. There is this thought that we will be as old as we were when we died. Now, here's what the Bible teaches us. Do you remember when Jesus and a few of his disciples were out one day and they went to what's known as the Mount of Transfiguration? That's where a couple of the prophets appeared with Jesus. Jesus was in a magnificent robe of pure white, and it was a holy moment. And the disciples, or one of the disciples, said, "Master, why don't we build some temples? One for you, one for the other prophet, and one for, Moses and Elijah, and one for, that'd give us three." And that did not go well. That's putting them on equal standing with Jesus, which is nowhere near what we should do. And so they were reprimanded for that. However, they did recognize the two prophets. Now, I know they were not alive when the prophets were on this earth, but my thought is that they weren't really young, because, I mean, they weren't prophets until they were older. I don't know how old, that I know of. So they recognized the two prophets. Now, my thought is that when, like when John the Baptist was beheaded, I don't know how old he was, but he was close to the age of Christ, 33, 34 years old, somewhere around there, 31 or 32 maybe. So the thought would be that it makes sense to me that when a person dies and they go to heaven, right now what goes to heaven is our soul. Okay? Our soul. Now, souls, as far as I know, don't get old. But Scripture teaches us in the book of Thessalonians, first or second, I don't remember, I think it's first. Paul is teaching to the Thessalonian people that here's how what's going to happen. They were curious about what happens to our loved ones who have died before us. Where are they? Paul said, listen, this is how it's going to work. When the Lord comes back, meaning the rapture of the church, he's coming back, said what's going to happen first is the dead in Christ are going to rise first. Now that means that the bodies of the Christians who have died are going to come up out of the graves. I don't know what that's going to look like, but they're going to come up out of the grave. And then Paul said, expecting that the rapture was going to happen soon, said, but we which are alive and remain shall be caught up to be with them forever, with the Lord forever. So the dead are going to rise first to be with Jesus in the air. Then, I'm assuming soon after that, that those of us who might be alive when the Lord comes back, and I want to be, we'll be caught up to be with them. And then all of us together are going to rise to be with the Lord forever. And it's during that time, or after that time, that we are going to have a brand new body. I don't know exactly when that would be. However, I do believe that we will look like we look now. When you see me in heaven, you'll see me as what Gary Hill looks like now. However, I'll have a brand new body, and so will you. That means brand new on the inside and brand new on the outside. Okay? So if you're 100 years old when you die, 100 years old down here is wrinkled and old and can pretty much barely get around. However, a 100-year-old person in heaven, having a brand new body, will be able, in my opinion, to get around a whole lot better than a 21-year-old down here, because everything is working perfectly and looking perfectly. That means the outside of the body, the eyes, the skin, and everything, along with everything on the inside, whatever's going to be on the inside, is all going to be working perfectly and looking perfectly. So that's my thought. Now, does that make sense? Kind of does to me, but it doesn't make sense to you. That's okay, because You probably have as much evidence as what you think as I do. So we'll find out when we get to heaven. But I think it's going to be a place where we will not be disappointed in how old we are. That I'll recognize you for who you are. I'll look at Dorothy and I'll know, Dorothy, that that's you, even though I've never seen you down here. Because we'll have knowledge like nobody else down here's ever had. We'll have wisdom. We'll have the ability to do things that we have never been able to do.
Papa, I'm scared, Sissy.
Okay, thank you, baby. I know that I'm going to look like Gary, Olive's going to look like Olive, Jean's going to look like Jean, Ginger, you're going to look like Ginger, but with a brand new body. See, now down here we put makeup on to look younger and to look better. Yet up there, we're not going to have to, because we're going to be perfect. And I will not be disappointed in what you look like, and you won't be disappointed in what I look like. And for one thing, you'll be viewing through a perfect body, at a perfect body. And I always tell my grandkids, I say, kids, you guys look really good, but you need to understand this. You'll never look as good as I do. And I tried to teach them that coming up. They didn't believe it then, and they don't believe it now. But we're going to be perfect. So how old? I don't know. But I know that we'll not grow any older as far as our body. Yet when you think about it, if we're 1,000,000 years in heaven, we're 1,000,000 years older in that sense than we were when we got there. So main thing is the body. What we're going to look like, I don't know. But we're going to look like we look now as far as recognizing who we are. What happens to babies that get to heaven and so forth? Is God going to make them a certain age? He could. What's going to, that kind of thing? I don't know. But anyway, it's going to be a glorious time no matter what. Okay, I'm Gary Hill, and that is today's theology lesson. This is Mark Bishop, and this is one of his latest songs, and it's called It's a Beautiful Day. And folks, listen, it's going to be a beautiful day when we get home to glory.
It's a beautiful day for the sunshine I feel upon my face. A beautiful song that I'm singing, the one about amazing grace. Maybe it's like this in heaven. Maybe this is but a taste of where every day will be a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day for the sunshine I feel upon my face. A beautiful song that I'm singing, the one about amazing grace. Maybe it's like this in heaven. Maybe this is but a taste of where every day will be a beautiful day. So long to the storm clouds. Take a look at those clear sunny skies. Listen to the birds as they're singing like the angels up on high. Take that smile that you've been saving. Oh, it's time to set it free. I have found that it's contagious. Soon folks smile right back at me. It's a beautiful day for the sunshine I feel upon my face. A beautiful song that I'm singing, the one about amazing grace. Maybe it's like this in heaven. Maybe this is but a taste of where every day will be a beautiful day. Was yesterday gloomy? Well, it's time to turn the page. There's no obligation. Don't always have to act your age. When you have His joy inside you, let it glimmer like a jewel. Let it bloom just like a flower. Soon your garden will be full. beautiful day for the sunshine I feel upon my face. A beautiful song that I'm singing, the one about amazing grace. Maybe it's like this in heaven. Maybe this is but a taste of where every day will be a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day for the sunshine I feel upon my face. A beautiful song that I'm singing, the one about amazing grace. Maybe it's like this in heaven. Maybe this is but a taste where every day will be a beautiful day. Where every day will be a beautiful day.
I've ever been glad
That I gave my heart to Jesus.
I've ever been glad.
Never once did I regret.
I'm happy in Christ.
He's the one who truly frees us. I've ever been glad since the Savior gave me life.
Once my heart was lost and broken, and I had no peace or comfort. Then the Lord of heaven saved my wretched soul.
So now Jesus lives within me. All is well and joy is mine. And now happiness and love just overflow.
I've ever been glad.